Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from Venezuela. Karina has her green card, just like you guys are waiting for your green cards, or you've got your green cards, or you're waiting for your K1 visas. And this is your go to channel to get free information on how to process a K1 visa, green card, etc. Spousal visa, if you're in a CL1, IR1 spousal visa, I can help you with that. Very easy. And tourist visas, B2s. Now, I don't have a clue about student visas. Okay, don't ask me about student visas. I got no idea. I'm not a immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS, but I do have 9.5 years experience in doing this. I've helped hundreds of people get their green cards for free and their K1 visas. And Bud Garcia from Washington State is in the house. Hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Now, Bud, he's just waiting on his prometida to get here from Thailand. Or is she here already? She's here, right? Senora aquí? No? Bud Garcia, what's going on? What's the status with you guys? How's everything? How's the weather? Is it raining out there in Washington State? I bet it was raining today. It wasn't raining here. It was what? It's 83 degrees. It was nice and sunny. No clouds, and the climate is changing nicely. The sun is moving further away from the earth as we rotate around the solar system. You know, the earth rotates around the sun, and then we get further away from the sun, and then the climate changes. That's how climate changes. The sun is in control. Okay? The sun is in control. Bud Garcia, I'm so happy. In 2 weeks, I will have my fiance here in Washington. It is raining. Surprise, surprise. I wasn't surprised to hear it was raining in Washington State. I went to Washington State in July of 2001, I believe it was, something like that. I had to go there in the summer for military business. I remember landing it, and I was flying around Mount Rainier, and I was there for 3 days in July in the middle of summer, and it rained every freaking day. Every single day. But it was a beautiful place to visit, and it's a wonderful place to live. So I got, I'm sure that Washington State is a great place, a great economy. They don't have any state income tax, which is a good thing, right? You don't pay, when you go to work or whatever you do, bud, you don't pay state income tax on your income. We don't here in Florida. And Tennessee, you don't in Tennessee, and Nevada is the same. So there's a few states that don't steal your money from you other than the federal government in income taxes. You got to pay, everybody's got to pay income taxes. Now, once you get married to your beneficiary from whatever country she is from or he is from, make sure when you file your taxes that you file jointly when you are eligible to do so. And a joint filing of tax returns is very important, especially for the 10-year green card. Now, there's a long lead time for a 10-year green card. So don't be surprised if you're waiting and waiting and waiting for a long time when you apply for your 10-year green card. But the government has put programs in place where you will not time out or get out of status. Bud Garcia, no, I don't. No, you don't. No, you don't what? Now, on the 26th, I'll be flying out to get her. Now, she's in Thailand, so you're going to fly from Washington State. You're going to fly to where? Do you have like layovers anywhere? Are you going to fly to South Korea? Or are you going to fly, let's say, from Washington State to, I don't know, Singapore, and then get on a continuing flight to Bangkok? See, because my dad lives in Bangkok, Thailand, okay? My dad lives in Chiang Mai. But he met his wife in the capital, Bangkok. So you're going to fly from Washington State to Taipei. Taipei, that's in what's that? That's in Taiwan, right? Is that in Taiwan, or is that where is Taipei at? And then on to Bangkok International Airport. Very good. It's probably a 23 or 24-hour flight. Yeah, Taiwan. We love the folks in Taiwan. Let's give a Mountain Dew salute to the brave and courageous people that live in Taiwan. Because they got to put up with all these communist Chinese aggressors that keep harassing them. So to the people of Taiwan, because the communist government of China keeps harassing the people of Taiwan. It's insane. But I also want to give a shout out to the folks who are watching us now from Liberia. We got people watching from Liberia and from Gambia. So we got 2 new countries out of the 160 plus that are watching. We got the good people from Liberia and from Gambia watching us, according to the analytics of the YouTube channel. It's a 16-hour flight. So from Washington State to Bangkok, Thailand, is a 16-hour flight. Well, my dad lives in Chiang Mai. He was telling me, you got to come to Thailand for a visit. I said, no, you got to come back home for a visit. And he said, no, I'm not going through that immigration process. It's insane. So he lives in Chiang Mai. So if I had to go visit my dad in Thailand, I'd have to fly from Florida to somewhere, I don't know, probably what, LA, Los Angeles, and then from LA to Bangkok or wherever, to Taipei, then Bangkok, and then I got to catch a plane from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I'm not doing that. That's crazy. April Flower, hi Diego and Karina. My fiance and I are waiting for our K1 visa. I know you're hanging in there. I haven't been feeling okay mentally due to the long wait. We waited 2 years. We had to go through 2 years. We know it's hard. April Flower, it's difficult. Now is your beneficiary? Is he in Iraq right now? Where is he at? Did he go back home to Iraq? Can you maybe not go and fly out and visit with him for a month or so, spend some time with him? I don't know what your status is, okay, if you can do that. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Francois Livingston in upstate New York? It's getting colder and colder up there. It's getting colder. Now remember, the Earth rotates around the sun, right? And then there's in an elliptical orbit, and now the Earth is getting further away from the sun in its rotation, which means the weather's going to change, right? Remember, the sun controls the freaking climate, all right? Not grandma driving down the road to go get groceries in her SUV. Grandma jumping in her SUV isn't going to destroy the planet, okay? But the sun, it gets further away from the Earth, and it gets colder and colder, and that's what causes the weather to change. Now in Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, they don't have any seasons. They don't have a summer, winter, or spring. Okay, they don't have any seasons or autumn. They have one freaking climate, cold and rainy or warm. And it depends on the day. Okay, I made a video about the climate of Bogota, Colombia. And April Flower, he's in the United Arab Emirates. Can you maybe jump on a plane to the UAE, maybe go spend a couple of weeks with him? Francois, Bud Garcia, exciting time for all of us. I'm flying out on the 25th. So Francois gets a Mountain Dew salute and Bud Garcia gets a Mountain Dew salute because they're flying out, Francois to the UAE and Bud Garcia to Thailand. Now, Bud, you made lots of trips to Thailand. I hope you've kept all of your boarding passes and plane tickets, etc., and all your receipts, because you're going to put all these trips that you went to visit your beneficiary in your green card, in her green card application. Okay? Put it in the green card application. All these trips you've made, the copies of the boarding passes, the receipts. Let me see here. Bud Garcia, it is getting closer for you and your fiance's visa interview. That's directed at Francois, because her prometido's visa interview is in the UAE on the 18th, which is like 4 days from now. 4 days. April Flower, the status still says application received. That's good. That's okay. The embassy has his passport. That's good. They sent an email saying they want him to return it. They want them to return it or keep it. They should keep it. They need to hold on to his passport until they can issue the visa. Okay? So if you got an email from the embassy saying, what do you want to do with your passport? You tell him to tell them to keep my passport until you issue my visa. Okay? Very important. Francois, not much happening, just waiting and hoping for the best. Francois, now listen, on the 18th of September, your future husband in the UAE, originally from Morocco, is going to get his K1 visa approved. And then You're going to fly out there and spend a few days, and you're going to go get lots of pictures together with friends in the UAE. You're going to keep your boarding passes from your flight. You're going to keep all your receipts and everything. And you're going to put all this documentation in his green card application. Right, Francois? Not much longer. It's 4 days, right? That's nothing. You've been waiting 3 freaking years. What's another 4 days? It's like 1 second, actually, right? If you analyze it. Chris and Emil, I'm here. How are you guys? And girls, we are good. We're always good. Karina's always good. Karina didn't have to work today, so we relaxed today, right? Today was a good day. Tomorrow she got to work. Bud Garcia, yes, I have all of them. Good job, Bud. Sorry I have not been on here. I've been very busy. That's okay. Now remember, guys, this is your YouTube channel. If you're here, you're here. If you're not here, you're not here. It's your channel. You decide when you want to be here. Okay? If I'm going to talk to nobody, I'll just chat for 30 minutes. But this is your channel. And Francois, Bud Garcia, interview the 18th. You are so right, Diego. I don't think I'm ever wrong. I don't think I've ever made a mistake on this channel. I've helped so many people, okay? And I've saved you guys a fortune in freaking immigration attorney fees. Now, I'm not saying immigration attorneys do a bad job. They do a good job. But it's an easy process, okay? It's just people get scared. They don't know. They're scared of the freaking government. No, don't be scared of the federal government. They work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. We pay their salaries and our taxes. So don't be scared, number one, okay? Just be qualified. Just be qualified for the benefit. That's all you got to do. And be in a real relationship. April Flower, we did reply to them and mentioned they can keep the passport. Fantastic. You're good. Is this an indication they will issue the visa? Yes, it is. Do you think it will be soon? Yes, I do. I'm so sorry for asking a lot of your frustration. April Flower, look. I flew to Colombia in October of 2023 to be with Karina and wrap up her K1 visa for November. We were planning on leaving Colombia November 30th of 2023. She had her scary visa interview at the embassy in Bogota on November 16th. She had her biometrics and medical done on the 8th and the 9th of November. November. Okay, so here we are. Karina went to her K1 visa interview, and she passed with flying colors. They asked her 12 questions. They interrogated her for 15 minutes, 12 questions. And she said, what else you got? Anything else? They said, no, congratulations. You passed your interview. But we need an Interpol police certificate. She said, what the heck is that? I got my Colombian police certificate. I got my Venezuelan police certificate. What the heck is an Interpol police certificate? Well, you're a Venezuelan that's been living in Colombia for 6 years almost. So the Colombian police certificate is for Colombians, not for Venezuelans. Oh, okay. But why have I got to get an Interpol police certificate? Well, because you lived in Colombia for almost 6 years. So they gave her the address and on what to do. So Karina went down to Interpol in Bogota 3 times. I went with her on the 3rd time, and she ended up speaking to the colonel, the guy that runs the whole thing, and said, look, the U.S. Embassy has got my freaking passport. I can't leave Colombia without my visa, and I can't get my visa until you issue me a freaking Interpol police certificate. I've been waiting for 4 weeks. Where is it? I need it. They emailed it to her that very same day. She got her Interpol police certificate. I sent it to the embassy. The embassy got it. And then within a day, 24 hours, her K1 visa package was at the pickup point in Bogota. So I checked the status on the phone. Karina said, check the status. I looked and said, issued. I'm like, oh, okay. So we went down and picked up her K1 visa. But it put me in freaking Colombia. Instead of leaving November 30th, I was stuck in Colombia until January 3rd. We both were. We had a curveball, which cost us November, December, and the first week of January. So I had to ask Karina's brother to help me pay I ran out of cash because I was planning on leaving November 30th for the United States. I ran out of cash. I ran out of efectivo. So Karina's brother gave me like a couple of million pesos so I could pay the rent on the apartment, okay? Because we weren't expecting even to be there. We had everything packed. We'd given everything away. So I paid her brother back right before I left Colombia. But you never know what can happen, April Flower, with a K1 visa. We ended up waiting a total of 2 years, 24 months. You're going to get your K1 visa, April. Just be hanging in there. You're almost there. Let's do this. April, let's do this. We're going to put, what do we do when we want to get some good luck? Francois, what do? We do pixie dust. So we're going to put pixie dust all over April Flower's K1 visa, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let me see. Bud Garcia, when are you flying back, Francois? I'm flying back on the 28th. Good question. Chibisu David, my fiance lives in Michigan. Very good. Which service center will we send her K1 application to? You're not going to send the K1 application anywhere. You already got the K1 visa. Listen, you already have the K1 visa, right? So you're not going to be mailing the K1 visa anywhere. Well, a copy of it, for sure. You're going to make a photocopy of the K1 visa. But what you're going to do now is you're going to apply for the green card, right? You're not applying for a K1 visa. You are applying for a green card. So you want to know where to mail it. Okay, listen. You're going to use DHL, FedEx, or UPS. You got to use one of these courier services for this particular address, okay? So I'm going to write it right here. Hopefully you got a pen, okay? This is where you mail your green card application, your adjustment of status paperwork, if you live in Michigan. Okay, now remember, you got to send it by FedEx or UPS or DHL. Do not send it to this address by the U.S. Postal Service because it will not get there. Okay, so pay attention to what I just said. This is for a courier service only. Okay, it's the safest way to get your green card application where it needs to be, which is in the hands of immigration, right? That's where it needs to be. This is where you're going to mail it. And it's going to go to Elgin, Illinois. I don't know if you've ever been. I've never been. I've been to Illinois a few times, but I don't know where Elgin, Illinois is. So if somebody knows where Elgin, Illinois is, let me know, because I don't know where it is. And this is where it's going to go. This is the zip code, okay? Make sure you send it FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Okay, you got it? There you go. Chibizo, there's the address for the green card application. Carlos, after the interview next month and getting approved at the embassy in Bogota, how many days does she need to leave Colombia? She got 6 months from the day of the medical exam. We would like to celebrate Christmas and leave on January 1st. Let's see here. That's doable. You can do that. You can do that. But remember, when was her medical exam, Carlos? When did she have it? From when she had her medical exam in Bogota, that's when the clock starts on the K1 visa. Okay, so you got 180 days to use it from the date of the medical exam. Okay, so I think that's probably doable. It is doable. April Flower, thank you so much, Diego. I am hearing your words so motivated. April, listen, more pixie dust, okay? We understand what you're going through. We know it's hard. We were in Colombia getting ready to leave in November, but the secret is this. You don't buy plane tickets till you have the K1 visa and the passport. Just imagine if I'd have bought the plane tickets for Karina for November 30th. Because we knew she was going to get approved. There's no way she's not going to get approved with the K1 visa package I put together. It's probably one of the best ever made. Okay? But she was missing an Interpol police certificate. We had no idea. There was no place on the embassy website that said she needed one. They just pulled it out of there wherever. It was like Shin Lim from Las Vegas. They did a magic trick. Oh, you need an Interpol police certificate. We're like, what the heck? Don't buy plane tickets until you have the K1 visa in your hand. Because if I'd have bought the plane tickets, we were planning on a November 30th departure day when plane tickets were $300. We couldn't leave till January 3rd where plane tickets were $1,000. It went up 3 times in cost because it was Christmas week. That's what happens in Colombia. In Bogota, starting December 1st to January to the end of January, plane tickets go up 3 times the price. So think about that, Carlos, when you decide to leave Colombia. Remember, if you decide to leave Colombia January 1st on New Year's Day, the plane tickets are going to be horrendously expensive. And April Flower, I really appreciate all of your help. May God bless you guys. Listen, April Flower, we are going to help you. Okay? If you can get on a plane to UAE for a couple of weeks, but I think the visa is going to be approved pretty soon. Okay? It's not much time left. Okay? Francois to Bud Garcia, flying back home on the 30th. Now, Francois, are you going to join us on the live stream from the UAE? Are you going to jump on the live stream? Then you can screenshot some of it and use it for your green card application. Let me see. MB, I like that. MB. We mailed my fiance's work permit and green card application last month, hopefully in the same packet, right? How long will it take to get these documents? Well, it's going to take about 4 months, 3 to 4 months to get the work permit. Hopefully sooner, but right now it's looking at a 3-month window, and that's about 5 to 6 months for the green card. Carlos, medical is scheduled for the first week of October with Dr. Jairo. Okay, first week of October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So the K1 visa will expire the end of March. Okay, the end of March. Bud Garcia, so you are staying for 5 days for 12 hours. That's a long flight to the UAE too. What is it, Francois? Is it like 24 hours? Or you got a direct flight, right, from New York? Aren't you flying directly from JFK International Airport directly to UAE? April Flower, thank you, and I have hope watching your channel. April Flower, you stick around with us. We're going to get your Prometito. He's going to be here soon, okay? But you watching the channel, you get the pixie dust, you get all the good luck in the world, okay? It's going to happen. Do they issue the visa before the expiration of the medical exam? Not necessarily. If they don't, you have to repeat the medical exam because the medical exam will expire after 6 months. So if he doesn't get his visa by October, he's going to have to, when he goes to pick up his visa, he's going to have to redo the medical exam, okay, if it expires. You cannot, the Border Patrol or the Customs, whatever you want to call them, the Customs and Immigration, the Border Patrol will not let him enter the United States with an expired medical exam, okay? So if his medical exam expires, just go and get it redone, redo it, repeat it, then it's good for another 6 months. Okay, and then when he gets to the United States, you're going to redo the medical exam again to make sure there's no RFEs. Some immigration officers want to see the medical exam repeated. Some don't. They just want to see the vaccinations. But it's a game. It's a game of crapshoot at Las Vegas, right? Do you want to? It's all upon the whim of the immigration officer looking at your case. So what I suggest you do is when you get to America is you totally redo the medical exam and get the vaccinations recertified with a brand new 693, stick it in a sealed envelope, or the doctor will, and you're good to go. Francois, UAE is 8 hours ahead. There you go. I will try my best to tune in on the live stream. You don't have to, Francois. I was just messing with you. You need to basically just spend time with Hamid, okay? Just focus on hanging out with him. Carlos, your videos with the I-129F and the I-134 was very helpful and saved me thousands of dollars. Well, that's the goal, with no hiring a lawyer. Thank you, Carlos. You're good. So we give Carlos a Mountain Dew salute because we saved him thousands and thousands of dollars. All you got to do is watch a video. I made the videos right here in our house. Using a Canon M50 camera, or I got this new iPhone for Karina. I gave it to Karina. I don't use it very much. It's Karina's iPhone, but it doesn't download videos too well from the camera, from the cell phone to the computer. So I don't know what happened. So I just use a Canon M50. But we make videos for you so that you can watch the videos and learn how to do this process without getting, fleeced out of a $3,000 or $4,000 for an immigration attorney. Now, immigration attorneys, they go to law school, they go to take the bar exam, they got to take all these tests, and they decide to become an immigration attorney. But how many of these immigration attorneys, let me ask you, how many of them have married a foreign national and brought him or her to the United States and went through the mud puddles that you guys are going through and we went through? It's one thing to go to school, sit in a classroom, pass a test, and become an immigration attorney. It's a difficult thing, the bar exam. I'm not bashing it. But it's quite another thing to actually do the process, right? To walk through the mud puddles, to pull all the knives from your immigration. Do you understand what I'm saying? April Flower, indeed. Whenever I have a question, I get my answers from this helpful channel. There you go. And April, you're right there now. You're just getting towards the end of it. Francois, Bud Garcia, I would like to see the what? What is that, Francois? The Burj Khalifa. What is the Burj Khalifa? One more time, because I don't know if I will go visit again. It sounds like a touristy place, somewhere a tourist should go visit. So if you go to the UAE, you got to go with Francois. Francois is saying you got to go visit the Burj Khalifa. Oh, Karina knows what it is. She said it's a big, tall building in a circle. Oh, in the world. It's like one of the biggest tall buildings in the world. That's what Karina said. Burj Khalifa is a very tall building. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Karina just told me that. And she said there's a restaurant in this building also, which is in the United Arab Emirates, right? Francois, look at that. A super chat from Francois. Always. Thank you for your support and guidance throughout the K1 visa journey, Francois. And thank you for your support for the channel. You're keeping me in Mountain Dew, and you're keeping Karina in Hardy's Big Breakfast. Okay, actually, it's she said it's 122 stories. She said it's a tall building. April Flower, Burj Khalifa is a very tall building. Karina said it's 122 stories. That's pretty tall. Francois, thanks for that super chat. We appreciate you. And we're glad we've helped you, Francois. You've gone through a rough time with this K1 visa. You went through a rough time. You had to go around and over and above. You had to wade across many rivers, climb over big walls and small walls to get to this point. But you made it. Now you're just 4 days away. And then we're going to help you with the green card. Right? So Francois Livingston is the tallest building in the world. That's what Karina just told me in Spanish. And she wrote it down right here. Carlos, I will watch your video for the adjustment of status when it is that time to do so. I would. I hope my prometida likes Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, she's going to love Jacksonville. Interstate 10 and Interstate 95, they're right there in Jacksonville. You can go north or you can go west. And then you go west a little bit on I-10, you can go south on I-75 and go to Disney World. You're in the perfect location in Jacksonville. I plan to get her ID card at NAX Jax, Naval Air Station Jacksonville. What do I need to go on her base? When you bring her on base to get her military ID, she's going to need a certified copy of her birth certificate with an ATA certification. Now, I want to write the name of a company right here. They don't pay me to say this, but this company, right? Oh, this company right here. I'm putting it in here. This company are recognized by the U.S. government, including the military, as a certified translation company. Francois, another super chat from Francois. Look at you. You two are the best. We appreciate you. We're never going to run out of Mountain Dew, I tell you. And we're not ever going to run out of going to Hardee's. So, Carlos, when you go to the military base, she has to have her birth certificate translated into English. the translation must have an ATA number, or else the military won't accept it. You get the ATA number by using the SpanishGroup.org. She needs to bring her passport and a second ID proving who she is. You got to have two forms of identification, government identification, or else she won't get her military ID. Okay? So, certified copy of her birth certificate, two forms of government identification. That could be her passport. Okay? Could be her Colombian cedula. If you bring a Colombian cedula, you got to get it translated into English. Okay? And her social security number. She's got to have a social security number. They'll give her a military ID without a social security number, but it's only temporary. So get her a social security number. Okay? Now, if she's going to change her last name to your last name, that's what's going to be on the social security card for the military to accept it. Okay? Social security number, two government IDs, her passport, her cedula, her birth certificate translated into English with an ATA certification on it, and that's it. Okay? And Francois, thank you for those 2 super chats, Francois. You keeping us going here. Keep my mouth from, you keep the Mountain Dew flowing, and so does Larry Piercy. Josias from Argentina, Josias Pazzelli. Hi, Diego, how many chances to answer an RFE do you have? You get 1 shot. We're going to wait more to send the green card just in case they ask for a joint sponsor, and we could provide tax return for 2024. Yeah, you can just make sure you file your taxes in January as joint tax returns. File your 2024 taxes together and use that tax return and W-2s for the green card application in January. But the cutoff date for getting W-2s is January 31. So you want to try to get the W-2s as soon as you can. Okay? Companies, by federal law, have gotten to January 31 to issue W-2s and 1099s. The cutoff date's January 31st. But most companies will give them and mail them out before that. So you want to get the taxes done as soon as you can in January, and then that will be the last thing that you include in your green card application if you wait till January. Or if you get an RFE because you need a joint sponsor, okay, then you will have the tax. Then just wait until you get the tax return. But I don't think you're going to get an RFE if you can prove your income for 2024, and it's almost 2025. So you're going to have 9 or 10 months of evidence of your income of your wife's income for 2024. So you should relax and don't panic over this. Francois, the last time I was there, they ran out of tickets to go in the building early in the day, but we're going to try this time. Francois, can you get the tickets online? Can you buy them online before you go to UAE? Now, when I was in Bogota, Colombia, Karina said to me, she said, let's go up the Copatria Tower. I said, what's the Copatria Tower? It's like the tallest building in Bogota. Okay? I said, okay, we'll go up the Copatria Tower. So we went, I bought tickets. It was like, I don't know, $2. It was like $2, $1.50 each. So I went and I said, okay, I want to make lots of videos from the top of the Copatria Tower. I made a video about the Copatria Tower. It's in the channel somewhere. But when I got to the top, I'm like, why am I up here? Why am I up here in the freaking clouds in this tall building with just a guardrail? I was like, I wouldn't even go near the guardrail. I was looking like this. I'm not going close. I'm not even going to get close. Do you know, it was like, and it was windy. And then there was Colombian security guards walking around like this. Are you okay? Tout bien, tout bien. I'm good. And here's Karina with the camera and the cell phone making videos. She's leaning over this thing with the videos. I'm against the freaking wall. I'm like, I'm not going near there. Do you know how tall we are? We're up here in the freaking clouds. But it was an experience. I'm glad I did it. And Karina said, well, I want to go do this again. I said, well, you go ahead, but I'm not going. I'm not going back twice. Karina said, I want to go back up here a second time. I said, okay, you know where it is. You know where the bus is. You go do it. I'm staying home. So I will not go up until now. I went up inside the World Trade Center, and I've been up inside the Empire State Building, but there's glass. When I went up inside the World Trade Center in 1982 and also in 1986, there's glass between me and 110 stories. So I'm putting my hands up against the window, looking down, going, "Oh, this is pretty cool." But in Colpatria Tower in Bogota, there's no window. It's you, the sky, and a railing. And it ain't happening with me. Let me see. So, Carlos, do you have any questions about what she needs to bring to the military base for her military ID? Josias, you get one shot at an RFE normally. Let me see. So, Francois, buy the tickets online if you can for the tallest building in the world. Okay, but if I was to go to the UAE, I'm pretty sure Karina would go up into the tallest building in the world. I would stay on the freaking ground, and I would probably find something to do because I'm not going up there. Josias, also let me get another bank statement for another month, plus more pay stubs. The more the better. Josias, you are learning a lot from this channel, right? Bud Garcia, so we don't need a marriage certificate for military ID. Yeah, you need the marriage certificate. Yeah, that's a give me right there. That is a give me. You got to prove you're married, right? So let me repeat for the military ID. Okay, the birth certificate must be translated into English with an ATA certification. The Spanish group does that. The marriage certificate, 2 government IDs, and a social security number. What is the U.S. military going to do with that information? They're going to scan it and put it in there. They're going to put it on a scanner, and they're going to scan it into the DEERS, the Defense Enrollment Eligibility, whatever it is called for medical. And then she will get a military ID with biometrics in it, because you're going to get your picture taken too. Let me see here. Josias, we have a joint account with my wife, okay, where you pay the bills, okay, and the monthly rent, okay, and the groceries. You got to eat. We're in Bidenomics right now, right? Is it like $10 for a loaf of bread? It's Bidenomics. It's $10 for a loaf of bread. What is it? $11 for a bunch of bananas. It's probably not that expensive, but it feels like it, right? We're going to wait until October to send the adjustment of status. Okay. You got all this evidence. Osiris, you're going to get a Mount Dew salute. You're really learning a lot today. Osiris, I'm going to send it 120 days after we got married. That's okay. No problem. By that time, I'm going to have even more evidence. There you go. I have a lot of evidence. There you go. I don't know what else should I do or collect. I think Costco card. Get a Costco card. Get a library card. Get a library card. Well, both of you get a library card. Well, I don't go to the library. Well, go to the library and get a library card. Okay? Get a BJ's Warehouse cards. Both of you. Join Sam's Club. Both of you. What is it? $25 to join Sam's Club? You get a card of size, your wife gets a card, you put them together on a piece of paper, you take a picture, you print it, you put it in the green card application. You're both a member of Sam's Club, right? It's easy stuff. Francois Livingston, Diego, do you think the consular will ask about my mistakes in filing? No, the consular will not ask about the mistakes in filing. The consular officer may ask, Hamid, did you know that that Francois, your sponsor, had filed a K-1 visa before in the past? He may ask that, and what is he going to respond? What's he going to say? Yeah, I know about that. There's no problem. Boom. It could be a question, but don't worry about it. They asked Karina the same thing. It's no problem, right? It was easy. Easy peasy. Bud Garcia, you need a marriage certificate for the military ID. I figured that was a natural, but yes, you do. Francois, relax. Google the Burj Khalifa, Diego. It's a breathtaking sight. Look, I will go to the top of the Burj Khalifa in a YouTube video, but I'm not going up there personally. If I take Karina to UAE, to was it Dubai? Is it in Dubai? If we go there for vacation, Karina's going to want to go up the top of this Burj Khalifa. So Karina said, I'll be on the ground floor and she will be up at the top. I will sit down and I will drink a cappuccino and wait for Karina to get her fun time at the top of this freaking building. I don't see how these people do base jumping. Have you seen people base jumping before? They climb to the top of a building and they jump off of it. You know, I mean, seriously, have these people got nothing else better to do than throw themselves off of a cliff and hope their parachute opens? Terrence Tembibo. Hi, Diego and Karina. I want to send my fiance my bank statement, so I was wondering if I highlight the amount deposit and account balance on the bank statement, will it be highlighted as printed? You can do that, but make sure that you white out the bank account numbers. Immigration don't want to see the bank account numbers. They just want to see the direct deposits going in. You can do that. Remember, the easier it is for immigration to read your stuff. So when you submit bank statements to for your green card application, get a yellow highlighter and highlight the deposits. Immigration is looking for the deposits, the income coming in. Okay? They don't care what you bought at Walmart. They don't care that you went to Smith's grocery store, which is West Coast. What did you buy at Smith's grocery store? Well, I bought this and this and that. They don't care. They want to see direct deposits from wherever it is you work going into your bank. That's what they're looking for. So highlight the direct deposits. And Francois, I will Google the Burj Khalifa and I will look at it. I will check it out from the safety of this little office here in Florida. Okay? But Karina, if she sees me Googling it, she's going to want to go up it. Let me see. I'm sure it's breathtaking, Francois. I'm sure it is. Let me see. Terrence, you're doing good. Josias, Diego, let's say, for example, I can't get tax transcripts. You won't be able to get tax transcripts for your January tax return. It takes at least 6 months or 5 months to get a tax transcript created. Remember, the IRS don't work quickly unless you owe them money. If you owe the IRS money, they work pretty dang quick. Okay? If you owe them money, they want it right away, right? Well, we're going to set up a payment plan. Seriously. Don't we pay? I figure we pay enough in taxes, let alone setting up payment plans to keep these freaking government spending our money on stuff we don't need, right? Let me see here. Josias, it's going to be slow to get a tax transcript for your 2024 tax return. You do have the tax copies for 2023 plus all the W-2s. That's good. That's all you need. That's very good. Terrence, what did you say I should wipe out? Didn't hear. White out. But the account numbers. Terrence, on the bank statement, you have your bank account numbers, right? Your bank account numbers. The routing number is public record. Don't worry about the freaking routing number is public record. But the account number, you want to white it out and make it go away. So it's private. So you white out the bank account numbers, and then you copy the bank statements so that you're copying the original with the whited out account numbers. So immigration cannot read the account numbers. They just want to see the income that's going in. Tasha Slynn's World. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. I finally got approved of my green card on the 8th of August. Tasha Slynn's World, it took long enough, for goodness sake. A Mountain Dew salute. You received it in the mail today. It took 6 months. There you go. It's taking 4 to 9 months right now for green card applications. 6 months is the average. Congratulations. So good job, Tasha Slynn's World. Now, we told you were going to get your green card, right? So hopefully Denise Jefferson's watching this so she can see that you got your green card so she knows that Kenneth, her husband's going to get his green card. And they live in Utah. Josias, Diego, what I meant is I don't have the tax transcripts for 2023. Why not? It's easy to get. But I do have all the copies with the W-2s. Look, I'm going to give you the phone number to the IRS. Listen, Josias, I'm going to give you the phone number to the IRS where you can get the tax transcripts. Call this number and get your tax transcripts for 2023. Pay attention, class. I can't see without my glasses, so I'm going to have Karina. She's going to be my eyes. This is the phone number. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Call that number. Call that phone number, and you can get your tax transcripts for 2023 and 2022 and 2021. You just can't get them for 2024 because 2024 hasn't ended yet. And when you file taxes, if you file taxes in January or February, it's going to take 4 or 5 months to get a tax transcript created. Okay? So if you're filing for green cards in 2025, let's suppose you file for your green card January or February of 2025, and you've already got your taxes filed, you're not going to be able to get your tax transcripts because it's for 2024. The IRS won't have them created, so you won't be able to get them. Not till probably June or July. I don't have them because it was a problem. They needed to do an amendment, and the amendment hasn't gone through. Okay, that is why there is no way we can get the tax transcript. Okay, then you need to write a letter to immigration and explain that in the letter to immigration. Dear USCIS, this is your wife speaking. She's the American citizen. I have amended my tax return for 2023, and I'm unable to get my tax transcript because of the amendment is in process. She signs it and she dates it, and you put it in the green card application. Immigration need an explanation. Give them an explanation. Just like you told me right here. But your wife needs to write it. You put to immigration at the top of the letter, okay, from date, and sign it and write it. Write a letter to immigration why you can't get the transcript. Terrence, so I couldn't hear what you said because of the commercial. Yeah, good. YouTube pays for the channel, I guess, through commercials, and I get to do it for free, and you get all the information for free. But the YouTube channel is paid for, I guess, via commercials. You need to white out, blank out, mark out the bank account numbers on your bank statements. Whenever you submit bank statements, whether it's for the K-1 visa interview or whether it's for the green card application, you white out the bank account numbers. They don't need to see that. Yes, you did. Thank you. Okay, Tashleson's word. I said you were going to get your green card. I said it would take about 6 to 7 months, and it took 6 months. I was pretty much right on the money. Josias, I don't have them. Write a letter, Josias, to immigration and explain it. Frank Valdez, just got my biometrics appointment for October. That's a Mount Salute for biometrics. Now the biometrics, Frank, that's in the United States, right? I'm trying to remember. Are you from New Zealand? Frank Valdez, did you come here from New Zealand? Josias, she will write a cover letter explaining what happened with the tax return for 2023. That's what I just said. Why she can't get the transcript. Very good. But I mean, should the tax copies work fine? Yes, they're fine. They're good. Is it the same thing? It's the same thing. Terrence, you're welcome. Josias, and we do have amended in your copies. It's just the tax transcript doesn't have to be amended. That's correct. Frank Valdez, Chicago. My wife is from Honduras. Frank, there was somebody from New Zealand who had the name Frank also. It was a while back. They were going to their embassy interview in New Zealand or something like that. But you're from Chicago, and your wife is from Central America. Beautiful Honduras. I've been to Honduras. I was there. Beautiful. I was on a cruise. I didn't go there with the military, I don't think. I don't think we went there. It was just a cruise or something. But I've been to Honduras, beautiful country. And Karina wants to go on a cruise. Yeah. Karina wants to go on a cruise and take lots of pictures. And we're going to go on a cruise, but we got to wait till she becomes a U.S. citizen and she gets an American passport. That way we don't have to be harassed by immigration. Well, we'll be harassed. It'll be in a different way. Where's your passport? It's right here. Okay. You know how, Border Patrol, they check you out real good. Some are really friendly. Some are just not so friendly. Josias, Diego, I don't want my wife to change her name to my last name because it's not my culture. You're in America now, Josias. Your culture is American. If you want to stay Argentinian, then you live in Argentina. But this is the United States of America. And in America, the culture usually is, you don't have to, it's not mandatory, but the wife changes her last name to the husband's. That's the American way. This isn't Argentina. This is America. Now, if you and your wife are going to go live in Argentina, then follow the Argentinian customs. But when you move to the United States, you follow the American way. Okay? Your mind should be changing into an American. Don't forget Argentina. Karina's never going to forget Venezuela. Her mom lives there. Okay? And now we got this stupid idiot American got arrested in Argentina, in Venezuela. What a stupid idiot. Goes to freaking Venezuela. He's in the Navy. What an idiot. Anyway, that's another story. In America, become an American. Okay? If I was to go live in Venezuela, I would adapt myself to the Venezuelan culture. But we don't live in Venezuela, we live in the United States. So Karina is adapting to becoming an American. That's how it works. So you're saying you don't want to change your last name because in my culture. Well, you're in America, brother. I mean, she is the sponsor. I don't want to go through the stress of changing her name in everything. Why not? Why not? That's the way it rolls. That's life, man. That's how it rolls. Josias, I read a lot of cases in the internet that people got their citizenship and they never changed their last name. That's true. That's true, but it's a lot more difficult. The FedEx man. Hey, I'm going to give you a Mountain Dew salute just because you're the FedEx man and you are getting stuff for people where it's supposed to be. That's a big responsibility of a job right there. My Bogota date is coming up. Well, that's a good job, FedEx man. And we look forward to that. And, the K1 visa interview, I just made a video about the questions that you can get at a K1 visa interview. I didn't do a voiceover. Priyanka, she wanted me to do voiceovers, but I got a bunch of videos published where I didn't do a voiceover. But I'll do voiceovers for her in future videos. I just had to get these other videos published so people can see them, so they can get the information, whether they hear me talking or not. Josias, I read that you start having problems with everything because you have to change your last name. No, you don't. Josias, you don't have, it's in America, most of the time, the young lady changes her last name to her husband's. They get bank accounts together. She gets a new driver's license. She renews her passport with her married name. She gets her new Costco card with her married name. She gets her Sam's Club card in her married name. It's not a problem. Her passport is easy to change. Social Security number, Social Security card is easy to change. Karina got hers changed from her maiden name. Karina, when she got her Social Security card, it had her maiden name on it. When she got her green card, she went back to the Social Security office, and 5 days later, she had a new Social Security card with her married name on it. This is easy stuff. And sometimes things won't match up with the names. Sure they do. You just got to change them. It requires work. It requires effort. Josias, you're in America now, man. Okay? Now, I love Argentina. We're going to go there on vacation one day. I want to give the president of Argentina a salute. He's a great president. He's doing good things for your country. But you are now in America, and you need to adapt and become an American. That's the whole melting pot theory, right? Josias, I mean, why would they cause me trouble? It's not. If my wife doesn't change her last name, it won't be trouble for you. You don't have to. The lady doesn't have to change her last name if she doesn't want to. But that's the American way. Why would it be a bad thing for my citizenship? It won't be a bad thing for your citizenship. Okay? It would be more difficult for the female if she didn't change her last name to her husband's to apply for citizenship. They will interrogate her. Why didn't you change your last name? Why did you keep your maiden name? Because it's a red flag for immigration. But for a guy, I mean, it's kind of like not fair, right? But for the guy, it doesn't matter. Terrence, so Diego, how do I white out my account number on my bank statement? Well, you look at your bank statement, you look for the account number, you get a pen or whiteout, and you get rid of the bank account number, and you hide it. That's how you do it. It's easy. Or you use whiteout. You know, whiteout is like a liquid white thing. Okay, guys. Francois, Diego, Josiah's wife can have a hyphenated name if she wants. Yeah, she can do that, which I see a lot of women do. You can do that. It's all good. Josiah, if they ask her why she didn't change her last name, she's not going to get any questions. She's an American citizen. You're going to be the ones with the questions. She would just answer because she didn't want her to, and nobody forced her to change her last name. That's right. But she's not going to be changed. She's not applying for U.S. citizenship. You are. Okay? So it's all good. She doesn't have to change her last name, or she can hyphenate it. It's up to her. Terrence, okay, you're welcome, Terrence. You're the one applying for the green card. That's right. Okay, Josias, just like you said, Diego. With that, I'm going to give April Flower some more pixie dust for her K1 visa to get done. And Corinne and I have been talking for an hour. I'll wait a couple more minutes for a few more questions. Josias, big hugs, Diego. You're welcome, Josias. Now, Josias, listen. You're from Argentina, right? But now you're going to become an American, right? You're going to become a U.S. citizen. Americanize yourself, okay? Your culture is in Argentina, and we salute it. But now you're going to become an American, and your culture is going to become American, right? You're going to be wearing an American flag, an American ball cap. You're going to get a baseball. You're going to get a baseball cap. You're going to learn all about baseball, although you probably already know, being from Argentina. You're going to learn the best restaurants, how to make a hamburger, the best steaks. Although I think Argentina has probably the best meat, the best steaks that come from Argentina, actually. Anyway, and Josiah says, I know more things about the USA than U.S. citizens. That's the ticket right there. Chris and Emma, injustice of the peace information. How can I get proof of that? I don't know. I don't know how you can get proof of justice of the peace information. Go to the courthouse where you got married or whatever. Get the documents from the courthouse. Josias, I'm like a lawyer now. I'm a huge fan of American football. Good. I cook a lot, steaks, barbecues. Now listen. If you decide to buy hot dogs from Walmart, don't buy Nathan's hot dogs. Okay? Why do I say that? Why do I say don't buy Nathan's hot dogs? Because do you know who owns Nathan hot dogs? Do you know what company owns Nathan hot dogs? It's not an American company. Communist China owns Nathan hot dogs. Check it out. Fact check me. Do a fact check on me. Okay? So Nathan's hot dog, they have this big big celebration. Who can eat the most hot dogs on Independence Day? Right? On Independence Day, Nathan's Hot Dogs, they have this big competition, and everybody tries to eat as many hot dogs as they can in whatever, 3 minutes or whatever. Right? But Nathan's Hot Dogs shouldn't be celebrating Independence Day. They should be celebrating the day that the communist Chinese became a communist country. Because Nathan's Hot Dogs is owned by the communist Chinese. Chris and Emil, you skipped my question. Let me see. You're talking about the justice of the peace. How can I get proof of the justice of the peace? Go to the courthouse. Was my answer. That's what I would do. Okay, Hosiah says, I've been learning a lot from you and reading thousands of stuff, legal, USIS cases, board. Now what you need to do is focus on your green card, Hosiah. Chris and Emil, I was talking about the interview. Will they ask about that? No, they won't. No, you're good, Chris and Emil. You're good. Hosiah, I learned more about taxes in 2 weeks than a lot of people do in years. Yeah, if you can figure out how to do your own freaking tax return, fill out your own 1040, do your own taxes. Okay, don't go to these companies that charge you $200 or $300 to do your tax returns. Do it yourself. Learn how to do it. Save the money. Green cards. Don't be paying people to fill out your green card application. Learn for free. Hang out with us. Chris and Emil, financial support and intent to marriage. When you go to the visa interview, you got to have your I-134 signed, the original document, not a copy. You got to have all your tax returns, tax transcripts if you can get them, letters from the boss, letter of employment, letter of intent to get married, all that. Yeah, you can update the dates. That when you resubmit the if you do an I-134, you want to have it signed and dated at least 2 weeks before the visa interview. The same for the letter of intent to get married. Let me see, Hosias. I just rather companies file my taxes because I don't want to put more stress in my life. Hosias, filling out a 1040 tax return is easy. It's easier than filling out a green card application. And Chris and Emil, you must sign the paperwork for the letter of intent to get married and the I-134 about 2 weeks before the visa interview. Nature and culture. Well, hey, hi Diego. What's going on? Nature and culture. I like that name. Nature and culture. What about the job? They ask about it. They could. Now listen, I just made a video on the questions they can ask you at the K1 visa interview. I've made 2 videos. Just look them up, watch them, and you will be well prepared for the K1 visa interview. And with that, I will say good night, and we will see you on, what day is it today? So we'll see you Wednesday. Today's Saturday. Have a good weekend. Buona fin di semana. Enjoy your weekend, and we're out of here. And see you later, Hosias. And Francois, thank you so much for the super chats.